Hey, and welcome. This is Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A number of storylines emerging as the season gets into full swing. Tonight we'll see the Washington Wizards playing against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, they're a team that no one wants to face right now. With just one loss in the last 10 games, they'll be tough to beat. So we're right around halfway through the season. Shaq, a lot of trade discussions happening. What are your keys to making a great deal?
Well, it depends on your goal. You want to win now? You want to win later? A combination of both? Does your analysis ever make changes out of emotion?
Well, acquiring players that fit your system. You have to have a system first. That's the key. And if your trade looks too good to be true, it probably is.
I meant to say, do your analysis, never make changes out of emotion.
Okay.
See, I was emotional when I was talking about it.
Well, I heard you.
I
I understood it. I understood
All right.
it.
You did?
Not really, but.
Me either. And now with the tip-off, coming up shortly, it's time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Battle in the Eastern Conference, this D.C. crowd hoping to watch their Wizards come out on top. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Celtics team. Last season, they had the upper hand in the series, going 3-1 against these guys.
And this, the first of 3 games these two teams will play against one another this season.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Brad Stevens is one of the youngest coaches in the league. At the same time, he's one of the longest tenured coaches in Celtics history. Kyrie Irving said he brings the ultimate unwavering confidence. Chill, but assertive. He demands excellence out of you. You want to play for him. Kevin?
All right, David. Well, Chris, some teams already realize a championship just is not going to be in their future this season. How should those kind of teams approach the rest of the season?
Give your best.
Right, yeah.
Give your all. We're competitors. This is the NBA, the greatest league in the world, the greatest basketball players assembled. And so, one, you have to respect the game. You have to respect the monotony. You have to respect the work. You have to respect the travel. And you have to be thankful, by the way. And when you put all that together, you go into your job and you do the best. Focus on getting better every day. And there's a good chance that you will.
And making sure that you give the fans what they're paying for.
Hey, that's what it's all about. If you don't entertain the fans, hey, something's wrong with you. If you can't have fun with 20,000 screaming fans and the kids with their popcorns and all the stuff going on, if you don't remember what it's about, Kev, you kind of lost your mojo already.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for the Celtics, we've got Tatum. Irving is out there with Marcus Smart. Then it's Williams. And it's Tice in at the center position. Free throw good, Howard. Seems weird, doesn't it, to call Howard an old-school type player? Because, see, Webb, I remember when he was considered new school.
Oh, yeah, I do too. That's when I played against him. I mean, yeah, the explosiveness at his size that back then felt new. But he was your classic back-to-the-basket, rim-protecting center. And once you feed him the ball, it was rarely coming back out.
And Dwight Howard this past offseason on the move, Greg, once again.
And Howard traded from Charlotte to Brooklyn soon after bought out by Brooklyn, making him a free agent. He's hopped from team to team over the last few years, and you wonder if he'll find a place to finish out his career.
Oh, Bill is a skilled distributor. I mean, he has a sense for when one of his teammates has a clean look at the bucket.
Irving passes to Tatum. With the teardrop, it's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
That's his mindset. Attack, attack, attack whenever possible.
Now, here's Satoransky. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Howard kicks to Beal. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Pass to Satoransky. There's the triple.
Smothering defense by Smart. He's about as good as it gets on that end of the floor.
Tatum, that's for two. Rebound by the Wizards.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jump.
Green, the shot's good on the assist by Satoransky. Green's got his first basket of the night.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Now here's Tatum. He had 16 points in the win against New Orleans. Green inside. He's guarded by Williams. No coverage that time.
Porter takes no time in getting his shot off. When the D is laying off of him, he has no problem pulling right up off the pass.
Here's Smart. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. That one wide left.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
Well, that just shows you can do everything right sometimes, but still get the wrong result.
Beal's shot is good.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
You know, and last year the Celtics became real. Even in defeat to a superior team, I mean, they found a winning formula and accelerated their timeline.
It's good from long range.
See right there, Kyrie showing you the range. Usually hovers around 40% from three. Must be accounted for at all times.
It's Beal on the wing. Howard, the pass to Satoransky. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Satoransky's got his first bucket in this one. Celtics trail by 7. And with the Celtics' advancement to the Eastern Conference Finals, you know, Chris, it's amazing. They were actually the Game 7 favorites against a LeBron-led squad.
Well, yeah, the Celtics had existed in theory more than in reality. I mean, so young and inexperienced, but not by the end of the season. I mean, what a juggernaut they could become.
Now, here's Green. Marcus Smart missing that last shot. Took him no time at all on that one. Green's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
So the Celtics called timeout, their first. One of the more down-to-earth players in this league is Otto Porter Jr.
And yeah, he once said, I never eat at restaurants. I'm a simple guy in all aspects of my life. We see that on the court. He doesn't draw a lot of attention to himself. He just focuses on the work.
Washington making some changes. Markieff Morris is checked in for Green. Reza comes in for Otto Porter Jr., and it's Baker in for Satoransky. Now here's Hayward. 20 points for him last game against New Orleans.
Don't forget his rebounding work, too. They couldn't contain him on the glass.
Here's Brown. 9-point game. 6 to shoot, and finished off by Brown.
You gotta love how Brown finishes strong, driving fast and hard to the cup for the rim rocking Shazam.
Washington's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Baker. He's covered by Brown. Baker kicks to Beal. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Rozier the pass to Morris. Here's Ogilvy. And here's Hayward. And Hayward from the stuff.
And there's the athleticism. Hayward, he's proven he can get up and finish with power.
Washington leading now by 8. 55 seconds left in the first. Ariza against Hayward. Shot clock at 5. Here's Baker. Here's Howard. Another one falls for Washington.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And here's Rozier. He brings it up for the Celtics. Pass to Ogilvy. He kicks to Morris. Hayward looking around. Washington with the rebound. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, and the second chance points, guys, mean a lot over the course of a game, and they just had so few opportunities, and I think that was their Achilles heel.
And second chance points, just another great indicator of which team won in the hustle department. And tonight, they didn't win that battle.
And so it's the Washington Wizards up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter, and it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The Wizards with a bad habit of playing down to the level of competition. Bradley Beal says it has got to change.
I think our biggest problem was not respecting our opponents, thinking it was going to be easy. We have to realize that everybody in this league is a pro. Everybody's capable of winning. Everybody's capable of scoring. And it's tough to win in this league. So it's important each and every night that we come out with the focus and mentality that, yeah, we're a good team, but we still have to produce on the floor.
Well, the Wizards are a team with a lot of confidence, Greg, but you have to watch out for overconfidence.
Like he said, it's about respecting your opponent and bringing maximum level effort every time.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Wizards team out there.
Playing smart in this first period. Credit their unselfish play.
Always a good strategy. Get as many people involved as you can early on.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Rozier and Brown in the backcourt. Hayward out there with Ojale. And it's Morris in at the 5. And Beal kicks to Morris. Over Rozier. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist from Beal. Morris has got the first basket of the second quarter for the Wizards. Celtics trail by 14.
Anyway, talk about a coach who gets the most out of his guys and what he has to work with. I mean, that's none other than Brad Stevens. I mean, he's done it for years. First in college, now on the greatest level.
Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Ariza. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Makes it off the glass.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And talking about Stevens, many people were shocked when he received 0 votes from his peers for Coach of the Year.
Well, yeah, I think people just got used to his style. And it's not just the great scheme that he has. He does a fantastic, subtle job of motivating players and keeping everyone focused.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Ooh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Mahinmi's checked in for Markieff Morris. Porter comes in for Trevor Ariza. And Satoransky's subbed in for Beal. Hayward finds Irving. Back to Hayward. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
I mean, at 6'8", Hayward has the size needed to score inside, and he uses it to his advantage.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star. And if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Kevin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A. Irving passes to Hayward. Outside, Smart. And it's sent back by Bryant. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here.
A moment now to see the stats for Hayward. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable, putting up about 18 points per, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And I'm not sure he can play any better than he has. I mean, surprising a lot of people with this play here of late.
Absolutely. And now the question is, can he build from this? Or will he regress back to the mean? We'll see.
Well, in the summer of 2017, when Otto Porter signed that 4-year, $107 million contract with the Wizards, it was widely questioned. Well, it's been worth every penny thus far as he's become one of the best small forwards in the game.
Shoots a three. Baker with the bucket. Baker's got 5 now. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Boston Celtics. 17-point game. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Back to Smart. Over Porter. They get it back.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Satoransky against Irving. The pass to Baker. Now, here's Mahinmi. He's guarded closely, and good that time. And that small forward position that Porter plays, maybe the most important position in the league. You think of LeBron James. You think of Greg KD.
Yeah, and Porter able to kind of hold his own on both ends. The Wizards' most impactful defensive player. He takes on those big-time players night in and night out.
I like how Irvin fills the defense out. He's sensing he has room to shoot and fire once he gets the rock.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
And the chance to draw up a great play. I mean, this is a chess match at work.
Washington making some changes. Dwight Howard's checked in for Mahinmi. Green comes in for Bryant. And Bradley Beal subbed in for Baker. Washington leading now by 14. To the middle. Deflects the pass. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. And now, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Washington Wizards. On Friday, they'll tip off a road trip in Brooklyn where they'll take on the Nets. And then on Sunday, they'll head back home to take on the Los Angeles Lakers.
And Kevin, things could get ugly for this team during this road stretch. They just haven't had the same focus nor execution that we've seen from them when they're at home.
You know, C-Web, we're seeing the game evolve. So often the players are the trailblazers, and I'm sure there are guys that you think are changing the game the most.
How many times can you say we've seen something that we've never seen before?
Right.
And to be honest with you about that, and Steph Curry, we've never seen that before. He's weaponized the three-pointer more than anyone before, and he's broken his own records. And the great part about it, he plays so balanced. And then you have to look at his teammate. I think at the end of his career, his teammate, Kevin Durant, may be the best offensive player that's entered the NBA. He has that type of skill set because of his height, because of his shooting, his passing and dribbling, and he plays on a team with some willing passers, and he's a 7-footer. So I get excited when I think about those guys. And then again, the ball handling of Kyrie Irving, I think that is changing the game, along with Harden and being able to draw the fouls that he draws as well on that fast break.
Good example. Now a timeout called by Boston.
Yeah, and we've watched Bill take major steps forward in this game. I mean, think about this, especially with creating off the bounce for himself and for others.
Morris is checked in for Washington. Riza comes in for Porter. And a new group in for the Celtics. Morris outside. Rozier kicks to Morris. Here's Brown. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Ariza.
Celtics ball.
And let's take this opportunity to show you the shooting guards with the highest percentage from the floor over the last month. Bradley Beal is second.
You know, just ask this group. Sometimes when you're hot, you're hot. And it's a comforting feeling for a coach to know you've got one of those guys roaming on the perimeter.
Yeah, Greg, and with their range, they stretch out opposing defenses. So even when they're not shooting threes well, they're still making an impact.
And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That is his first foul of the game. There's 39 seconds left in the first half. Brown kicks to Rozier. 5 to shoot over Green.
And Green's defense, very important to this team's success. The way he gets up in the face of whoever he's guarding, it becomes infectious to the rest of his guys.
16 seconds left to play in the first half. Ariza outside. Here's Morris, and Washington again with the bucket.
Morris is such a gifted scorer in the paint. He utilizes both his height and weight to get deep inside.
Beal with the steal. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Washington out in front, leading by 17. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Bradley, a strong first half for you and the team. It looked like you guys really were ready to play. Was that something Coach emphasized?
Yeah, most definitely. We wanted to hit them first. We weren't going to check any temperatures, as he said, so we were not going to just let guys do what they want to do. We're going to come out and be the aggressor, and we did that.
Obviously have to maintain that in the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They are way out in front, leading by 17. Kenny, what's your take?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Celtics?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
The dome of the U.S. Capitol building looking absolutely grand as we make our return to Washington, D.C. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Bradley Beal having a dominant impact in this game.
His points production thus far, off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, right. I mean, the defense hasn't had an answer for this guy yet. Just too skilled, too driven thus far.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway.
How about the rough road travel last year by the Wizards? John Wall missed exactly half of the season. The team sending verbal shots back and forth from teammate to teammate. The team never got in sync. They failed to meet expectations.
Beal and Porter make up the perimeter. Green is out there with Howard. And it's Satoransky in at the point. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Here's Beal, and he overshot that one, missing.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Well, not all defenses are constructed to protect the mid-range area. Nicely done that time.
Smart finds Williams. Down low, here's Tice, and it's sent back by Howard.
You got to be aware of Howard at all times, especially on defense where he makes his living blocking shots.
Here's Green. That shot off. Excellent D there from Williams. And talking about the Wizards, even though Wall missed 41 games, they still ended up 4th in the league in assists.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they actually shared the ball pretty well after Wall went out. Remember the saying, everybody got to eat B? But anyway, they won 10 out of 14 games. But then opponents adjusted. Ultimately, by season's end, the Wizards barely made the playoffs.
The Wizards have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
2 shots.
Two.
The free throw drops for Jeff Green. Chris, when you played against a team that you had played on before, did you feel any extra motivation to do well against them?
Always. They always got the business. Whether it was I left Golden State and went to Washington, had to give them a triple-double and 40 there. Whether it was after I left Washington, had to come back and give them a triple-double.
Yeah, right.
And beat them bad and hug the crowd after. Oh, yeah, it's a lot of motivation. You definitely want to make sure you give your ex-team the business and make them regret, at least for, the 24 hours until the next game, that they let you go.
I love that thought process. That's fun. And there's the call on Howard. That is his first foul of the game. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Here's Smart.
They haven't gotten their legs back. Just 1 for 4 to start the second half.
And Tice gets it to go.
And look at that. That's just a great all-around play. Getting into position for the offensive rebound, finishing strong on the putback.
Tatum against Porter. Outside, Beal. Clock at 6. Back to Porter. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Celtics ball.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at Boston. The season well underway, and they've been solid in third right now. And, of course, Washington, 6.5 games behind them.
Timeout. For the Wizards, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
To give them credit, they got some really good pieces in place. The road ahead is going to be tough, of course, but I think they're in better shape than a lot of other teams.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Actually, Chris, one of the shorter teams last season. The Celtics made up for it with excellent athleticism and length, wingspan.
Oh, yeah, you think about it. Jaylen Brown measured 6'6" in height, but had over a 7-foot wingspan. Rozier Smart, they might not be the tallest guys in the world, but, man, they play big.
Washington making some changes. Raheemi's checked in for Howard. That's Bryant in for Green.
Thomas Bryant.
Celtics trail by 15. Feeds to Smart. It's tipped. Beal with the steal. Here's Porter. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
We talk so much about Beal scoring, Chris, but what about his commitment now to getting others involved?
Oh, yeah, and last year he averaged around 4.5 assists per game. It's gotten to the point where he can slide over to that point guard's role, and the offense doesn't miss a beat.
Shooting one.
Free throw good. Porter.
An effective player on both ends of the court. The long, crafty Porter knows his strength and plays them well.
Irving passes to Hayward. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And Bryant slams it in.
Now that was a sensational feed. He hit him right on the move.
And it's Smart with the ball for the Celtics. Hayward outside. Here's Tice, guarded by Mahimi. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Smart. It's good from about 19 feet. Smart's got 5.
Oh, the mid-range game, a lost art. Nice bucket by Smart.
And Satoransky kicks to Mahimi. There's the dish to Beal. Satoransky, the pass to Mahimi. Outside, Beal. Drills the three-pointer. He's got 12.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Irving finds Hayward. Back to Irving. Tatum on the wing. Over Porter. But they recover it. Pass to Smart, tipped away. The shot by Hayward, wide open, drains it from beyond the arc. Hayward's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding an open man.
Washington calls timeout. One of those guys who seems to improve his game every season. Hayward showing us great consistency from range.
Now look at this. When he first came into the league, he was more of a slasher, a mid-range shooter. But through sheer repetition, hard work, getting it in the gym, and some adjustments to his shooting motion, the outside shot has become one of his greatest weapons.
Washington making some changes. Morris comes in for Mahimi. And Trevor Ariza subbed in for Porter. And a new group in for the Celtics. Williams, he's checked in for Daniel Tice. Morris comes in for Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Smart. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Kyrie Irving.
I like how Bill draws these type of fouls. Excellent at working the D and forcing their hand.
The Wizards have gone 4 for 5 for the charity stripe in this one up to now.
At the line for 2.
Two.
And he makes the first. We know that stars, especially superstars, get some level of benefit from the refs. What do you think of that? Is that good for the game?
I think the refs should always be fair. I think, yes, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt if you're a James Harden and you can cross everyone over and you get 10 free throws a game. He earns those most nights. But, yeah, there's going to be some nights in which he gets a call or two here because as an offensive player, you want to be so aggressive that you put the referees in a tough position to make a tough call and to see what that was. Fans want to see the best players play, not sit. So you have to be judicious with how far you go, but just sometimes slip in the tendencies. I used to get so mad when all I would do is go challenge the shot. The human kickstand would kick his leg out. The ref would say I fouled him. I didn't foul him. And the best actor in the world would get to go to the line, get a 4-pointer. And okay, Caleb, what was the question again? Stars. Oh, superstars getting.
I don't know. Let's stop. Let's stop. Morris passes to Rozier. Over in the corner, Brown. Hayward against Satoransky. Count that bucket. Hayward's got 5 points now in the quarter.
All that work Hayward's done in the weight room has paid off. He can make those tough finishes through contact now.
And Satoransky kicks to Ariza. Dishes to Bryant. Nice D from Williams. Celtics trail by 17. Hayward's got space. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And 11 points for Gordon Hayward.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Outside, Beal. Drills it from outside. Beal's got 16 points.
And look, when Bill is on a roll, keep getting him the rock. He's an outstanding scorer who can fill it up easily.
Rozier looking around. Hayward on the wing. The shot from the low post is good. 13 points in the game.
His footwork and the ability to finish with both hands, these are the qualities that make Hayward a tough guard.
And so it's Washington in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. We come back right after this.
You know I come around and rock it. You know I come around and rock it. You know I come.
And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Yeah, no need for hero ball there. I mean, you just need to make the right basketball play. Outstanding dish that time.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Washington leading now by 16. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Hayward and Morris, your small and power forwards. Rozier and Brown in the backcourt. And it's Williams at the center locking down the middle. Morris, no good. Boston's gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game. Rozier kicks to Brown. The shot comes out. Great D that time from Beal.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Satoransky the pass to Ariza. Morris with the ball. Fader on the way. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Howard's got 4 assists now tonight. So Rozier will bring it up for the Celtics. They trail by 18. Hayward outside. Williams looking around. Back to Hayward. Beal with the steal. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. Wants to get it to Morris and does. And yes, it's good. And the Wizards lead by 20.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them. And just look at that score.
Well, that's where they have the advantage tonight. They're just a better team in transition.
Rozier kicks to Brown. In the corner, it's Morris. And it's off from three-point range. Wizards leading by 20. Now, Satoransky. He dishes it to Howard. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Outstanding presence of mind. Howard is as dependable as it gets in there.
He gets it in there.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Rozier against Satoransky. Outside, Beal. Each team has one inactive player per night. Would upping that amount, you think, C-Webb, of active players on game day change anything at all?
I don't believe so, because the inactive player we're talking about usually is at the bottom of the roster. And so if you look at the next man up theory, that means that the last guy on the bench at that time, it's his time to get that playing time. So I don't think that the inactive players would change anything, because it's still a team sport, and those guys earn their playing time in practice. And so that guy at the end of the bench is still one of the greatest players in the world and can contribute at any time.
Wizards leading by 19 points. Satoransky with it. Kicks to Beal. They double-team Beal. Here's Morris. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And Markieff Morris out of Kansas, a spread 4, as they say.
And able to stripe it from anywhere on the floor. A good secondary scorer who can also create his own shot on the block at times.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Bradley Beal.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline
to shoot as well as he has.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here's Irving. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. And with all the drama, Greg, that has followed Irving the past few seasons, he reached out to Kobe Bryant for some guidance.
And just like Irving and LeBron had to go their own ways, so did Kobe and Shaq. Very few players know what it's like to be in a situation like Irving.
Gentlemen,
but Kobe's
2 shots.
And Kobe gave Irving the confidence to not be afraid of standing out in his career decisions. And so far, it's paid off handsomely.
The first free throw is good. C-Webb, when you look at how basketball is taught at early levels for these kids, middle school and then high school, anything there that you would change?
Yes, I would change to developing all players and taking away positions.
Interesting.
When you are young and you're in, let's say, 3rd grade and you're the tallest player on the team and I make you a center and I pull you to one end and I only show you how to make layups. I don't show you how to shoot threes or to dribble. I'm assuming that your body is always going to stay the same. And I believe that coaches should teach great skill set, shooting, passing, dribbling. And when you do that, a player can then become the full player they're intended to be instead of teaching incrementally where a player may get stuck and identified as this type of player this whole time. I think that really what you need to do is teach full skill sets and allow players to develop. Just think if someone would have said, Kevin Durant, you can only shoot layups. We wouldn't be able to see the true unicorn that he is.
Wonderful thought.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
At 6'4", 220 pounds, Marcus Smart might be the most physically imposing point guard in the league, especially with this fiery approach to the game.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And no doubt that Marcus Smart is one of the better defenders at his position. Quick feet are complemented by that strong frame, and he just digs in and against would-be scorers and just never lets them get comfortable.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Daniel Tice. That's his first foul. Morris outside. Porter kicks to Beal. Shot clock at 6. Takes a 3. Knocks down the 3-ball. Beal's got 5 points in the quarter. And Greg was smart. When he's off the floor or injured, you notice just how it changes the team's defense.
Yeah, I mean, the defense overall just seems to have less bite, less edge, less toughness without Smart. And the way he plays, you feel like he is looking to make a play on defense rather than just trying to slow his man down. Great at taking charges and forcing turnovers. He is truly the catalyst of their defense.
Beal finds Porter, and the Wizards getting another bucket right there.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Wizards.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Bradley Beal.
Well, he had a nose for the basketball tonight, playing some disruptive D and picking pockets left and right.
shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. A somewhat dubious honor, Chris. Last year, the Wizards became one of the most dangerous 8 seeds in recent memory.
Yeah, so much natural ability on that roster. And Kevin, was that because they underperformed during the season and should have been a higher seed? Can't give them credit for that. I'm not sure any team wanted to play them in the first round, but the old cliche, you are what the record says you are, was proven correct.
One of the premier scorers in the league, Irving, still may be underrated by some as a playmaker.
Kyrie, come on, tremendous court sense, vision. I mean, he understands to win in this league, you have to be unselfish, but you know he can get it going at any time.
Morris passes to Randall. Left side, Smart. And it goes down 2 points.
This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
Monster scoring run, but had to do this earlier. Now it shoulda, woulda, coulda, all that.
Randall against Irving. Randall surveying the D. Three-pointer on the way. It's rebounded by Tice.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
Yeah, I mean, there had to be a better option that time down the court. That's just a missed opportunity.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks very much. Dwight, coming off of the loss in the last game, what was the difference tonight?
We got a good win tonight coming from a tough game last night. Started out strong. We just stuck with it. We stayed together, and we got a good win.
And a good performance on the second night of a back-to-back. Thanks, Dwight. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.